You arrive in the world not with a cry or a gasp, but as a drifting speck, hardly visible to the naked eye. You are a larva of a starfish, a creature destined to take the shape of a living star. Your birthplace is the rolling blue of the sea, carried by currents that do not care for your survival. Around you swim countless others, some siblings, some strangers, all equally vulnerable and fragile. At this stage you look nothing like the five-armed wonder that adults display. Instead, you resemble a tiny speck of glass with delicate arms used for swimming. You are translucent, soft, and defenseless. No parent watches over you. Your life begins with independence forced upon you. Predators lurk in every shadow. Tiny fish, drifting jellies, and other planktonic hunters find larvae like you an easy snack. Yet inside you is a quiet determination, guided by instincts written in your body. You must survive the open ocean or vanish like countless siblings that never make it. Your first days are spent adrift, and you discover that you are not alone in your struggle. Thousands of other larvae share this drifting nursery, yet numbers mean little when each individual fends for itself. You flutter through the water using your ciliated bands, tiny rows of beating hairs that keep you afloat and help you capture microscopic algae. Every mouthful counts, for food is your only chance to grow. As you eat, your body begins its strange transformation. You are not just growing larger, you are rewriting your form. Inside your soft body, a hidden blueprint stirs. Slowly, the pattern of a star emerges, a radial design that waits for its moment to bloom. While other plankton swim without much change, you are building an entirely new identity. Predators remind you daily that survival is not promised. A passing larval fish darts at your group, scattering you in panic. Some of your neighbors vanish into its mouth, but you twist and tumble, surviving another day. Fear, though primitive, leaves its mark. You learn to drift cautiously, to blend into the sparkling haze of plankton. Weeks pass, and you sense that your time in the open ocean is nearing its end. You begin to sink, guided by instinct to find a home on the seafloor. The soft sandy bottom and rocky crevices below promise a safer place than the endless blue above. This is where your true form will unfold. Upon reaching the bottom, you attach yourself and undergo metamorphosis. You shed your larval shape and reshape into the familiar design of a sea star. 5 tiny arms stretch outward, covered with tube feet tipped with suction. For the first time, you crawl rather than drift. The sensation is strange but empowering. You are no longer tossed helplessly by currents. You can choose where to move, where to feed, and where to hide. Infancy for a sea star is not nurtured by parents or protected by groups. It is a trial of chance, instinct, and transformation. You have survived the first test. Now the ocean floor awaits you with new lessons. Your new body hungers, and instinct drives you to seek food. The sandy bottom stretches wide, scattered with shells, bits of algae, and small creatures that scurry at your touch. You are not swift like a fish, nor do you chase your prey. Instead, you hunt with patience, precision, and a digestive system unlike almost any other. Your first meal is a small mussel clinging to a rock. You creep toward it using your tube feet, each foot working in coordination through the water pressure system inside your body. The closer you get, the more your arms surround the mussel. You begin a tug of war. Your suction cups grip with surprising strength, pulling at the shell. The mussel resists, closing tighter. Yet you persist, arm after arm, foot after foot, until the hinge loosens just enough. This is when your secret weapon reveals itself. You extend your stomach outward, slipping it into the crack between the mussel's shells. To an outsider, it looks bizarre, almost grotesque, but for you it is perfectly natural. Your stomach releases digestive enzymes, liquefying the soft flesh inside. You absorb the nutrients directly, then pull your stomach back into your body when the feast is done. The taste is overwhelming in its richness. Proteins and fats fill your tissues, fueling growth. The experience teaches you 2 lessons. First, patience is the essence of being a sea star hunter. You are not fast, but you are relentless. Second, your unique digestive strategy makes you a master of slow but certain meals. Digestion in your body is not confined to one chamber. Nutrients spread through your water vascular system, carried into every arm. Even a small muscle can sustain you for days, allowing your metabolism to stretch resources in ways that other animals cannot. You are awkward in this first attempt, fumbling with your tube feet and gripping at odd angles. Yet the victory is yours. The muscle's shell lies empty behind you, a tiny monument to your success. Excitement, if such a word applies to your simple nervous system, hums within you. You are no longer a helpless larva drifting for scraps. You are a hunter of the seabed, armed with patience, suction, and a stomach that can leave its body. Your first hunt marks a turning point. From now on, you will feed, grow, and learn with confidence. The ocean floor is filled with challenges, but also with meals waiting for your persistence. Your body begins to expand, and with every successful meal, you feel strength fill your arms. At first, your star shape is small and fragile, hardly wider than a coin. As weeks turn into months, your skeleton of calcium carbonate thickens, giving your body both protection and structure. Your arms lengthen, and the surface of your skin becomes rougher, patterned with tiny spines that identify you as an echinoderm, cousin to sea urchins and sand dollars. The most fascinating growth occurs in your water vascular system. This network of canals powers your tube feet, allowing you to crawl, grip, and even taste your environment. Each foot has sensory cells that detect chemicals in the water, guiding you toward food or alerting you to danger. You do not have eyes like fish or crabs, but each arm ends in a small eye spot capable of sensing light and dark. Together, these give you a map of shadows and brightness, enough to navigate your world. Growth is not without discomfort. Your body feels stretched, your skeleton stiff in moments of rapid expansion. Yet there is also wonder. You discover that if you lose an arm to a predator, you have the ability to regenerate it. The process takes weeks to months, but it is a gift of resilience. Some sea stars can even regrow an entire body from a single arm if part of the central disc remains. Life, however, does not grant peace. Larger predators now notice you. Crabs prowl the rocks, their claws snapping with menace. Fish nip at your arms, testing your defenses. You are not defenseless. Your spines and tough skin discourage some attackers, but you must also learn to retreat into crevices or grip tightly to rocks. Every encounter tests your growing strength. Still, your size steadily increases. You are now several times larger than when you first clung to the seafloor. You are becoming a presence in your habitat, a creature shaped by both growth and challenge. The transformation is not just physical. It is also the foundation for survival in a world that rewards persistence. The ocean does not always provide. One season the currents shift, and with them the abundance of mussels and clams diminishes. Days stretch into weeks with fewer meals, and your body begins to feel the pressure of hunger. Your metabolism slows, conserving energy in a way that fish or mammals cannot. You cling to a rock, moving less and less, allowing your body's systems to enter a state of near dormancy. Hunger is not your only threat. A wound from a crab's claw leaves one of your arms damaged, the tip gnawed away. Infection creeps in, invisible but dangerous. Your tissues ache, and the effort to regenerate feels heavier than before. For a creature without a brain in the human sense, suffering still exists in your fibers. Yet your biology is built for endurance. Cells at the wound site begin dividing, slowly knitting new tissue. The damaged arm shortens but continues to function, and over time it regrows. You survive by lowering your needs, stretching what little food you manage to digest. A stray mussel or fragment of decaying fish provides relief, just enough to keep you alive. This crisis etches a lesson into your being. The sea is not always generous, and survival often means waiting out the storm of scarcity. While many of your neighbors perish, you persist. You may not flourish in these weeks, but you endure, and endurance itself is victory. When the currents shift again and food returns, you will be ready to seize it, stronger for having faced hunger and illness without surrender. With years of survival behind you, you now reach adulthood. Your arms stretch wide, and your body is thick and strong, covered with spines and tube feet that anchor you to the reef. You are no longer a fragile larva or a small juvenile hiding in cracks. You are a full-grown sea star, a predator respected and sometimes feared on the seafloor. Adulthood brings more than size. It awakens the instinct to reproduce. You sense chemicals in the water released by others of your kind. They signal readiness, calling you to join the ancient rhythm of continuation. Territory becomes important now. Although you do not roar or charge like land animals, you still must compete. Rival sea stars approach the same feeding grounds or the same rocky crevices ideal for spawning. Confrontations are silent but determined. Two bodies press against each other, arms pushing and gripping. Strength is tested in persistence, and the loser slowly retreats, yielding the space. It is not dramatic like a shark's bite or an octopus's ink cloud, yet it is a struggle all the same. You also display subtle courtship, though it looks nothing like dances or songs. Instead, you align yourself near potential mates, releasing gametes into the water in synchrony. Timing is crucial. To succeed, you must sense when others are ready. This coordination often occurs in groups, ensuring that eggs and sperm meet in the vastness of the ocean. Your body prepares for this effort by channeling energy into gonads nestled within your arms. Each arm contains reproductive tissue, giving you multiple sources of potential offspring. When the moment comes, you release millions of gametes, trusting the sea to mix them. It is both a triumph and a gamble, for most will never survive. Adulthood is not just about reproduction. It is about maintaining your place in the community of the reef, holding your ground against rivals, and ensuring that your genetic legacy has a chance to continue. In this stage, you embody the persistence and resilience of your species. You are both a hunter and a contributor to the endless cycle of life beneath the waves. The season of reproduction arrives, carried on warm currents that sweep across the reef. You sense it not with eyes or ears, but through the chemistry of the water. Hormones and pheromones drift invisibly, announcing that your kind has gathered for the grand event. You climb to a prominent rock and spread your arms wide. Around you, other sea stars do the same. There is no intimacy in the human sense, yet there is a shared rhythm, an instinct that unites you all. At the same time, millions of eggs and sperm pour into the sea, clouds of potential life mixing in the open water. Fertilization is external, dependent on numbers and timing. Alone, your chances would be slim. Together, your chances multiply. The act is both ordinary and magnificent. Your body contracts gently, releasing its precious cargo, trusting the sea to carry it. You know that only a fraction of these gametes will survive predators, currents, and chance. Still, you contribute with all you have, because this is the way your lineage continues. Unlike birds or mammals, you do not guard your young. Once released, the eggs drift freely, beginning the same perilous larval stage you once endured. Your duty ends the moment they leave your body. There is no nest to protect, no offspring to raise. Instead, you return to feeding and resting, conserving your strength for the next season. Yet in a quiet way, you do protect them. By releasing your gametes at the same time as others, you ensure safety in numbers. Predators can only eat so many. The rest scatter across the sea, carrying your genetic signature forward. In this, you participate in an ancient ritual of survival. You have lived long enough to pass life on, and that is the greatest achievement any creature of the sea can claim. The years drift by, measured not in days or hours, but in the rise and fall of tides, in the ebb and flow of currents. You remain a steadfast presence on the reef, crawling slowly yet purposefully, feeding on mussels, clams, and whatever else the sea offers. Your arms sometimes bear scars, reminders of battles with predators or accidents among the rocks. Yet scars are part of your story, proof that you endured. Eventually, age begins to weigh upon you. Movements grow slower, regeneration less certain. You notice that when a predator nips at an arm, healing no longer comes as swiftly as before. The ocean, ever patient, reminds you that no star lasts forever. Still, your life is not ending in silence. Around you, new generations rise. Tiny larvae drift as you once did, becoming stars of their own. You have released countless offspring, and though most never reach adulthood, enough survive to continue the line. You are part of a chain that stretches back millions of years, each link shaped like a living star. As you rest on the seafloor, a final sunset filters through the water above, painting the reef in gold. You feel the fading energy of your body, but also the persistence of your species around you. The sea absorbs you back into its vast cycle, where even your body will feed others and give rise to new life. Your journey has been one of transformation, patience, and resilience. You began as a drifting speck and grew into a hunter, a survivor, and a giver of life. In the ocean, nothing truly ends. The cycle repeats, and the stars of the sea continue to shine. And so, your life closes with quiet triumph, a reminder that even the slowest creatures can leave an everlasting mark.